The Secret Fight at 30,000 Feet. March 14, 1971. At 30,000 feet over Texas, inside a private Wolf Dreams 2 jet, 5 men are traveling. Among them is Bruce Lee and Marcus Webb, a Texas oil billionaire and former Navy SEAL who has killed with his own hands. In 3 minutes, something will happen that only 4 people will witness, something buried under a $1 million legal contract for 50 years. This is what happened when a trained killer told Bruce Lee that martial arts were garbage. The pitch. 3 weeks earlier in Los Angeles, Bruce Lee was desperate. His script for Enter the Dragon had been rejected by every major Hollywood studio. Warner Brothers passed, Warmine passed, Universal passed. An Asian protagonist was seen as too risky, and martial arts movies were considered too niche. His dream was dying. Then a producer called, Bruce, meet Marcus Webb. Texas oil billionaire, $300 million net worth. He made $20 million on a Western. He invests in movies. Marcus agreed to meet in Houston, his home turf. The pitch lasted 30 minutes. Bruce presented authentic martial arts, real fighting, and international potential. Marcus listened intently, asking sharp questions about markets, distribution, and risk. At the end, he leaned back. I like the concept, the numbers work, but I need to see real action, not a demonstration. Real action. Come back next week. The encounter. Sunday morning, March 14th, Bruce arrived at the private terminal of Hobby Airport at 10 a.m. sharp. The Gulfstream waited on the tarmac, white with gold accents, serious money. A black Cadillac pulled up and Marcus Webb stepped out. Behind him emerged another man. The man was massive. 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds, military buzz cut, dead eyes. The kind of guy who has seen combat, survived it, and dealt death. Marcus walked toward Bruce with a firm handshake. Good to meet you in person. He gestured to the big man. This is Carter, my head of security. He goes where I go. Bruce extended his hand. Carter looked at it before shaking. His grip was controlled, measuring. Bruce recognized it instantly, a combat veteran, someone who had killed. The tension. They boarded. The interior was luxury. Leather seats, mahogany accents. David, Marcus's young assistant, was already seated with a notebook. Bruce sat across from Marcus at a polished table. Carter sat behind Marcus, close, watching. As the jet leveled off at 30,000 feet, Marcus opened his briefcase. Bruce, 3 hours. Convince me why I should invest $3 million in your movie. Bruce began, market analysis, the growing interest in martial arts in America, tournament attendance numbers, and the massive international markets. Marcus asked penetrating questions about distribution and marketing. Bruce had answers for everything. After 30 minutes, Marcus leaned back. A convincing case on paper. But show me what makes you different. Demonstrate why audiences will pay to see you fight. Bruce stood up in the small space near the galley, 8 feet long, 6 feet wide. He demonstrated basic strikes, straight punches, and his famous 1-inch punch against a seat cushion. The impact was explosive. The cabinet shook. Bruce showed blurring speed, combinations, and precision. Marcus watched closely, but Carter sat with his arms crossed, unimpressed. Bruce returned to his seat. Marcus nodded. Impressive speed. But that's a demonstration. How does it translate to a real fight against someone trying to hurt you? The challenge. Before Bruce could answer, Carter spoke in a flat, cold military voice. It doesn't translate. The cabin went silent. Carter leaned forward. Martial arts are garbage. Movie tricks. Fancy choreography that looks good on camera but gets you killed in real combat. I've been in hand-to-hand combat in the jungles of Vietnam. No rules, no referee. That fancy stuff means nothing when someone is trying to end your life. What matters is size, strength, and violence of action. He continued. Look at you. 5 feet 6 inches, 135 pounds. I'm 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds. 85 pounds heavier, 7 inches taller. I'm a Navy SEAL with 2 combat tours. You're a movie actor doing demos. You wouldn't last 10 seconds in a real fight with someone like me. Marcus watched them both. This was the real test. Gentlemen, Marcus said, there's only one way to settle this. Carter, do you want to prove your theory? The 16 seconds. Sir, Carter started. Marcus gestured to the open space. Bruce says his methods work, you say they don't. Show me who's right. Right here, right now. Bruce stood up slowly. Yes, but this will be real. Someone could get hurt. Marcus smiled coldly. That's what I want to see. They moved to the narrow space. Carter dropped into a military combat stance. Balanced, efficient, emotionless. Bruce stood naturally, hands relaxed, just breathing. Carter lunged with a fast military jab. Bruce's left hand intercepted with a light touch, redirecting it. Carter missed by 2 inches. Carter threw a combination. Jab, cross, hook. Standard military boxing. Bruce's hands moved continuously, parrying, slipping, ducking. All 3 missed. Frustrated, Carter charged, using his mass to bull rush Bruce in the tight cabin. Bruce didn't move left or right. He moved into the charge. Low and rooted, his shoulder met Carter's chest. Carter's momentum hit an immovable object. His energy was redirected downward, and he stumbled. Bruce was already inside his guard, landing a short 6-inch punch to the ribs. The thud was audible. Carter's breath escaped in a wheeze. Bruce's left palm struck his chest, controlled but firm. Carter stumbled back, hitting the cabin wall hard. 8 seconds. It took 8 seconds to put a trained killer against the wall. Carter, driven by pride, came forward again. He tried to clinch, to use his 85-pound weight advantage. Bruce's hands guided Carter's wrists into empty air. Bruce spun, positioning his elbow next to Carter's temple. In a real fight, that elbow would have crushed the skull. Bruce only touched it gently. 16 seconds total. Carter's balance was broken, and he fell hard to the floor. The impact shook the plane. The aftermath. Carter lay on his back, gasping, face red with humiliation. Bruce stood over him, calm, breathing normally. He reached down to help Carter up. Carter stared at the hand for a long moment, then took it. Bruce spoke gently. You are well trained, but you fight with assumptions. You assume size and strength are everything. I don't fight with styles. I fight with principles that work regardless of size. Marcus spoke. Bruce, sit down. You have your funding. I'm investing in Enter the Dragon. Bruce asked. Why the skepticism before? Marcus replied. I invest in people. You just handled a trained killer in 16 seconds without hurting him. That control is real. If you are real, the movie will be real. That authenticity is worth $3 million. The pact. Then Marcus's tone turned hard. But one non-negotiable condition. What happened today never happened. This fight stays on this aircraft forever. No press, no friends, no family. Ever. Marcus explained. If this leaks, it's a problem. Bruce, you become a target for every fighter. Carter's reputation is ruined. My judgment is questioned. The story would eclipse the movie. It's a legal contract. An NDA with $1 million penalties. Bruce looked at Carter. A silent moment of respect passed between them. I agree, Carter said. It stays buried. 2 weeks later, the contracts arrived. 5 signatures were required. Bruce Lee, Marcus Webb, Carter, David, and the pilot. 5 people legally bound to absolute silence. Enter the Dragon was released in August 1973. It changed cinema forever and made Bruce Lee immortal. Marcus made 10 times his investment. And for 50 years, the witnesses kept their word. A binding contract, devastating penalties, careers and reputations depended on silence. Bruce died in July 1973. Marcus died in 1989. Carter disappeared. David became a producer. The pilot retired. None of them spoke. The fight was buried under NDAs and legal settlements. For witnesses, one secret, absolute silence. But whispers exist, Hollywood rumors, legends among martial artists, stories about a private jet, a Navy SEAL, and Bruce testing something that secured financing. But there are no details, no proof, only shadows. This is the reason you never heard this story. Not because it didn't happen, but because it did. Powerful people wanted it forgotten. The legend you know is built on moments you will never see. This was the most dangerous one. A fight at 30,000 feet. For witnesses, $1 million contract, a 50-year secret.